Hey guys, I'm Maddie, and today I'm going to show you how to fake glass skin. Okay, so first of all, what is glass skin? Glass skin is where your skin looks like perfect, no imperfections, it's plumped, it's hydrated, it's dewy, and emphasis on the dewy part. So even though like matte skin and matte foundations have been really popular, dewy skin is in, and it looks a lot more natural than having just like a matte blank canvas on. So this tutorial is going to focus more on that dewy skin, like looking perfected and not looking like you have a lot of makeup on. And my daily makeup routine is always just revolved around that kind of perfected skin look without looking like you have a lot of foundation on. So I've compiled all of my favorite skincare and makeup that makes it look like you're not really wearing anything, but it just looks like you have perfect glass skin. And there's a lot of tutorials out there right now about how to get glass skin, but let's be honest, it takes like 1 to honestly 3 months to see a significant improvement in your skin. And these tutorials are always in 4K, they have that blurred out perfected skin, and they're always doing the standard beauty guru poses. But like, 1 to 3 months is a long time to get that skin. Like they've been doing it. They've been on that skincare train, that's why their skin looks good. And Korean skincare is amazing, and definitely jump on that while you can. But in that 1 to 3 month waiting period, you're gonna wanna fake it. When I do this makeup routine on top of it, I'm always getting compliments about how perfect my skin looks, and I'm always just like, it's not mine. It's actually a bunch of makeup. I have a ton of makeup on right now. If you're impatient and you want glass skin, and you wanna know my glass skin makeup routine to make it look like you're perfected, then just keep watching. Alright, so even though this is a makeup tutorial, skincare is still a really big part of it because you want your skin like nice and plumped and smooth so that your makeup will sit on your skin better and look a lot more like your natural skin and not like you have makeup piling on top of makeup. So the first thing we're going to do is skin prep. I'm going to be using one of my favorite products. It's the Laneige Skin Refiner. This is going to do a lot of things for our skin. Besides cleansing everything off, this is going to help refine skin texture. So if you've had acne bumps in the past and you were picking at them and now you have like an acne scar left behind, over time this will really help refine it and minimize that skin texture. It's also going to help with pores and fine lines as well. And now I'm going to be using the Laneige Water Sleeping Mask. Like it says, this is for use at night, but if you just use a little bit of it in the morning for your skin prep before your foundation, it's actually going to help really plump the skin out and provide that instant boost of hydration. And that's really like what Korean glass skin's all about, is that healthy boost of hydration to make your skin just look glowing. And I love using this before foundation to really plump out the skin. So just a little bit of it. And this has the weirdest texture too. It's a gel texture that really sticks around because of course you're supposed to use it as a nighttime mask, but it really just like sits on your skin and really, see, I'm glowing now. So I guess you can also fake glass skin by just putting this on. And now that that's absorbed into the skin, they also make a lip sleeping mask that I really do love as well. And besides making your skin look good, you also want to make sure your lips are not chapped and look pretty perfect. So I'm going to use a little bit of this as well to really moisturize my lips. And it instantly like makes your lips look really plumped and just healthy, so yeah. And the lip mask is in the vanilla scent, which you can actually only get from Korea. So I'll make sure to put links down below for all these products in the description, because I know Korean products can be hard to find if you don't know where to look. So all the products I'm using will be in the description box down below. And now we are on to primer. I'm going to be using the Thank You Farmer Be Beautiful Be Luminous CC Cream, which is my favorite primer of all time, because this contains radiance pearls, which a lot of primers contain those, but these just really help blur out your pores and blur out any kind of lines as well. So I have a lot of leftover acne texture right here, and that's like probably the only problem with my skin right now, is just where I used to pick up my acne. And this primer makes those look non-existent. It really helps blur it out, make my skin look extremely smooth, because any products that have radiance in them really help blur any kind of pores or fine lines or anything out. And this one I found to be the best. And also it has a nice gluey texture, which I know sounds weird, but it actually absorbs into the skin fairly nicely. And since it has that texture, foundation just sticks onto it and your makeup just stays in place all day. It's such a great primer. And I love the feel, the texture, and the radiance that it gives. And you see how like evened out my skin looks now? Look, it really did blur this area, like even on camera with just this on. This is pretty blurred out without the foundation. And of course, everything is really shiny, dewy, it looks like glass skin now because everything's prepped. So yeah, skin prep is definitely still really important before we start to fake the glass skin with foundation. Yeah, so now I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Foundation. Now, why am I using this and not like a skincare foundation? Well, if you do want to stick with the theme of like skincare, I would definitely use a foundation with more skincare in that, whether it be a CC cream or a BB cream, but I'm using this because it's cheap and it works. But mainly it's a full coverage foundation, and since we want glass skin is all about perfection. So you definitely want to use a full coverage foundation to really cover everything And even though this is going to be matte, because we prepped our skin to be luminous, and then we're going to finish with the luminous setting spray, everything will work out in the end. But first, we really have to correct our skin, so if we have any imperfections, we really have to cover them now with the foundation and concealer. Everything will be good. So you want to focus this foundation everywhere except for the eye area, because you don't want to use a matte foundation around the eyes, just because it'll be a little bit too drying, so we're going to use concealer for the eye area. Alright, now for the eye area, I'm going to be using the Julep Complexion Correction Concealer. That is a mouthful. So this is going to be really full coverage to get rid of any dark circles or little scars left behind from broken acrylic accidents when you're trying to take your contacts out. But the turmeric and antioxidants will help prevent wrinkles from forming around the eye area, and the eye area is where you first start to notice aging, so to really help prevent that, you want to use some good concealer with skincare in there, so that's why I'm going to be using this. And you don't need to use too much, just enough to really cover any dark circles. You don't really want to do the full triangle under the eyes that you see a lot of people do, just because that's really more for contouring, and we're trying to focus on making our makeup look like our natural skin. So you don't want to use too much concealer because you don't want to look cakey under there. So just enough to really go on the top of your eyes and the bottom. And I'm just going to blend the concealer out with this angled brush right here, which is for contouring, but it fits perfectly under my eye. So I really love it for blending concealer out. Alright, and now we're on to powder. So powder is an optional step, but if you are extremely oily like me, powder is kind of a necessity. So I'm just going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder, and like this says, this powder is supposed to really help blur everything out and really help reduce any shine on our face. So this powder is really good to use to really help blur out our pores even more than they already are with all of our skincare. So I'm just going to generously apply this powder all over my face. Perfect. So since that powder made our skin completely matte, and now that there's like full coverage all over our face and nothing is showing through, everything is just one even layer of color, we're going to want to add color back in and radiance back in. So we're going to get that natural flush back into our skin by using blush. And I'm just going to be using a really natural color. This one is by Labiata. And so one side of this blush is just a matte natural flushed color, and the other side has radiance. So basically you just kind of mix them together. You just swirl your brush in there. It looks fancy, but it's not too fancy to use. All you have to do is just rub your brush on it and put it on. Or you can use one as a highlight and one as a blush, kind of like a contour duo. But I find mixing them together gets the best result. And also, isn't this the cutest compact for a blush ever? Like, oh my gosh. Like when I first saw these online, I thought these were the cutest thing ever. So I had to pick these up. I have a few colors of them, and this one so far has been my favorite. And it's called 2 PM. But really, any blush you have at home that has radiance to it will work for this tutorial. For instance, this e.l.f. duo called St. Lucia. You notice how this side right here has that little radiance to it? So basically any blush that has those radiance pearls in there will really help us to give that glass skin glow. And also, like I said before, radiance pearls help blur out pores, so double benefit right there. Definitely want to be using a blush with radiance in it, so let's go ahead and put this on. And we want just a really nice natural flush. You don't want to put too much blush on. So starting on the apple of the cheek and going upwards with it to give a lifted look. And see how that kind of just added like life back into our skin? You don't have to add too much, just enough to make it look like your natural skin. And you want the blush to be like nicely blended in as well. So just really blend it into the skin and don't just like put it on top. Make sure there's no like edges to your blush and that it's just really nice and like a natural looking flush. So now to add that really nice glow back into our skin since we mattified it with the powder, we're going to be using this right here. This is called the Living Luminizer from RMS Beauty. It just turns into a balm highlight that complements any skin tone. So if you're dark, if you're really fair, this will work on you and it'll look like your natural highlight color no matter what shade you are. The easiest way I can think to explain this is that it adds an oiliness to your skin, which sounds bad, but it makes your skin look dewy in the best way possible. It'll give the illusion that you're not wearing all that powder and that powder is just your natural skin texture. It's the weirdest thing ever and it's my favorite highlight if you're going for a natural glow. So I'm just using a Fenty highlight brush to apply it. You want to put it right on the high points of your cheeks. And see that radiance that it instantly gives? Like, dude, you can see why I love this product so much. And then I also put a little bit down the bridge of my nose too. And so now everything is starting to work together and look more like our natural skin. But the final step to kind of seal the illusion is now we're going to be using a setting spray. Specifically the Hamish Bulgarian Rose Serum Mist Spray. Once you spray it on your face, it's kind of weird to explain, but it bursts all the powder on your face and just makes everything one even layer. And since this is more of like a dewy, natural skin looking setting spray, we're going to use this one to fake our glass skin. And honestly, it just smells so amazing when it's all over. And now you can kind of see that our skin looks really nice and just glowing. And as more time passes and the setting spray just dries down, it's gonna look even more just like perfected. Like in the mirror right here, like my skin looks like flawless right now. Like it doesn't look like I have a lot of makeup on. It just looks like my skin is really nice and just hydrated and quenched. Like it looks perfect. So yeah, I guess that's kind of the end of this tutorial here. But if you're currently using Korean skincare to get to that glass skin, definitely keep using it. And in the meantime, you always know you can fake it with these products right here. But skincare is so important and it's definitely worth it in the end. But yeah, hopefully you learned like a few tips and tricks here. So let me know down below in the comments what you think. And if you like this tutorial, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for weekly future videos. But yeah, I thank you all for watching and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys. Glass skin. Train. Really?